All right, so welcome to my 1537. Yep, the day after I get 1413, I pull out a 1537, which is better than my LPB, which is crazy. And as you could probably see from the title, this probably should have been a sub 15. I got pretty unlucky with the perch, and it could have easily been a sub 15 with like a more reasonable perch. I was in the end at the exact same pace as my PB, my 1413 PB, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, this could have been my second sub 15, but I got a bit unlucky with the perch. But hey, I got super lucky with my perch in my 1413, so I'm not out here complaining. But yeah, and as you can also probably see from the title, I've called it best calculated travel run ever. Now, I'm not saying it's the fastest. Well, I know the only person I know that's got a faster run than this with calculated travel that I know is Ninja Brain. He has a sub 14. Obviously, that's significantly better, but I mean, like, I think I got it like almost spot on, like it, as in the how good the calculated travel actually was. Like the time obviously wasn't as good as his. Could have been a sub 15, but the time wasn't as good as his. But like the actual travel, I if I placed it like a block or two difference in the nether, I would have been like on or in the stronghold. That's how good it was, this calculate travel. And if you're unaware of what calculate travel is, or just like kind of unsure, basically it's where you need to have at least 20 obsidian and you do your initial blind travel in the nether, wherever that is. The benefit of calculated travel is that you can just plop your portal down, because what you can do is you can come out and then you triangulate how far the stronghold is, and however far it is, let's say 800 blocks, because that's probably the easiest thing to like divide, because every block in the nether is 8 blocks in the overworld. So when you know it's about 800 blocks away from you in the overworld, you go back into the nether and then you travel 100 blocks in that direction, and then you should basically come out exactly on the stronghold. Obviously, it's hard to always get the exact perfect angle. Like that makes it sound super easy, but it's not always that easy. Like angles are a bit dodgy, maybe it's a bit of an awkward distance where you're not too sure. But yeah, anyway, this is like literally like perfect. Like you'll see, it's actually ridiculous. I was losing my mind. I got like nervous because I was like, oh my god, I just turned this from like a pretty like dead, not dead, well, dead run for a PB. I turned it from like a run that was like no chance it was going to be a PB to a, oh, okay, this actually could potentially be PB if I get a lucky enough perch, which is crazy, or at least a sub 15. Like I'm not expecting to beat my PB anytime soon, but I mean, you know, I can like. It's random chance, like the seed that you get and how like you're playing, and so, well, the random chances and how you're playing, but the seed you get is random chance. So it literally could be the next. Like I could literally, even though it's very unlikely, I could play back to back sub 15 seeds. You know, it can happen. It's possible, unlikely but possible. You know, but this overworld's pretty standard, like pretty below average, I would say, because the shipwreck is like past the magma ravine, so I have to then go back on myself, which makes this like automatically a bit of a slow entry. So yeah, that's not great. And I check that food wreck at the start. If they're really close, I will check food wrecks, because sometimes obviously you can get like so much bread, sometimes so many carrots. I got freaking leather helmets. That's very good food right there. Yummy yummy. Love my leather helmets. But yeah, I do try and quickly check them, because sometimes you can get like, I have had like a village's worth of rare, again rare, but I have had like a village's worth of bread out of a food wreck chest before, and I was like, right, that was 100% worth it. That extra like that like 10-15 seconds to check it to then be sorted out on food for the rest of the run, like it's worth it. I think if food wrecks are super close to you, or on the way to another shipwreck, or on the way to a mangarine, they're worth quickly checking in case they completely kit you out on food, because food is easy to be screwed on in ocean runs. So yeah, in this never actually, I say this never's bad. This isn't that bad. It's a housing bastion, which is nice. I think my PBI had a stables bastion. I'm really surprised. Like I need like I'm really surprised I get like a such a good PB with stables. Like stables is decent, don't get me wrong, especially if it's double triple chest, but I feel like consistently though, you just can't get out that fast. Like you can consistently get out around 2 minutes, don't get me wrong, or like maybe like 145. But I think stables is like hard to like crank a like 130 exit. Whereas if you have bridge triple chest, or like if you're at a high roll on treasure, you can be leaving them bastions at like 1 minute 30. But that's obviously if the bastions are good. But stables is consistent, whereas treasure and bridge aren't. I say stables is consistent. Stables is only consistent if it has a good gap. It is not consistent if you have a double bag gap, no triple chest. So I got a housing bastion. I'm like, alright, this is pretty cool. I've been checking my pie chart. I'm like, alright, there's no mob spawner, so there's no fortress loaded in within 16 chunks. I was like, but that's like whatever. That's whatever, I've just got to pick the right direction, smile, and just go in it. Which obviously I kind of do. So yeah, I start building out like that, and then I realize there's a bunch of blocks. But I don't know how I didn't realize there's a bunch of blocks below me. So this whole thing was a bit slow. Getting to this bastion was slow. This could have been honestly much faster. It's crazy when you watch back these runs and you see these like little things of like you just being a little bit like mentally slow. Like I was just obviously mentally slow here. I choose to do top down here, by the way, because of all the lava there. I feel like it's just too much of a ball ache to try and sort all that out. I do like a half speed bridge because sometimes I'm super confident with speed bridging, other times I'm not, and I feel like I'm gonna fall. I need to actually sit down one day and just crank like speed bridge to the point of where I'm like Feinberg, where he just doesn't even have to look at the screen. But some days I feel like I can do it perfectly. Other days, nah. Like today when I was doing this run. So yeah, top down housing I definitely think was the play though. No incorrect play here. I click him on the gold, but I waited a second because I was like, I'm going to wait to break the chest so he aggroes on me as well. But he was already aggroed on me. So I should have just left it and he would have just hopefully followed. So that was a little bit of a minor mistake there, but not really a big deal. I think how long it took me to get to the bastion was my mistake here. And I feel like, I'm pretty sure that might be the only mistake in the run that I'm aware of. I feel like how long it took me to get to the bastion just took a little bit too long. I messed around for like, and wasted like a good amount of seconds, Not like insane amount of time. That's like the difference, but like in terms of like this being a 13 15 37, it doesn't matter. But like again, if I got like the super lucky perch like I did in my PB, like those extra things could have been the difference between a PB and just another sub 15. This is assuming that I would get the perch, so I saved the gold here because I'm like, all right, I want to get at least one gold pickaxe, and I want to do those carrots because the carrots are my only food right now. I'd like basically need to make them into golden carrots, and I get more gold out of the chest. So I'm just like, yeah, all right. There's literally no way that I'm not leaving this bastion with like all my stuff. I'm like, I've already got enough pearls. I already have enough pearls. And what's that? 24 obsidian. So you can see why I do calculated travel. And then I think I saved enough for 2 gold pickaxes here. So yeah, by the time I actually started this route, actually trying to work it out, I think this is about a 130, 140 house. Maybe 145 because it took me a while to do the chests. So I always check the chest to get with the obsidian, which obviously in this scenario was worth it because I ended up doing a calculated travel. As I said, the calculated travel turned it from like a probably very decent, like maybe sub 17 to like, obviously it wasn't, but it was it turned from like a barely sub 16, so sub 17 pace run into a potential sub 15 pace. So calculated travel, and I mean Ninja Brain's got on a sub 14 with calculated travel, so we know it works. We know calculated's good. And you'll see how late I do it in this run and how it actually does almost turn it into a god run. So if you ever have 20 obsidian, I would recommend intending to do calculated travel, because then even if you're at awkward chords at the blaze spawner, which I think I forgot about calculated travel, I think, for a second, until I noticed how much obsidian I had. Like, I don't think I was planning to do it right now, which I should have been. I would highly recommend just planning to do it. So yeah, right now I'm not even in the fortress. In my PB, I was in the fortress by now, like searching for a blaze spawner. As you can see right there, I just caught the fortress, and I was like, all right, cool. This could actually be an okay run. Decent offline travel. I checked my chords. I'm like, okay, shit, this is too high. So I pearl backwards and then knock my RD down to 2 to pearl cancel. If you don't know what that is, I basically just unloaded the pearl. And when I turn my chunks back up, it will teleport me, basically. I would highly recommend incorporating pearl canceling into this run, into your runs. Right here, pearl canceling, I shouldn't have like bothered to use it because obviously I can do calculated travel. But I mean, I end up having to go in the direction anyway, so it's like fine. But like, yeah, right here, I shouldn't have done pearl cancelling when I have the opportunity. But if you're going to a fortress that's at chords that you don't really like, and you're traveling towards it, just turn, and you're coming from good coordinates, just turn around, throw your pearl, knock it down, knock your render distance down to 2. The further you run, the higher you can like turn up your render distance. Before before like it teleports you. Like you run like a good like 30, 40 blocks, you can easily turn it up to render distance 5, and that's like more than enough to see like fine. Render like RD5 is fine. So right now I'm just clearing out the base spawner. I don't think I have very many beds. I'm pretty sure. I think I can only make like 2 or 3. And sometimes I don't mind risking it, but like, and just using a bed. But then I'm just like, I don't like completely throw. Because if I have 3 beds, like 3 bed acts is possible. I mean, if you've watched my PB, you're probably like, yeah, no, with me. But it's possible. Like, at least I can kill the dragon. I think I could. No, I couldn't make any. Can make any respawn anchors, but a 3 bed axe, it's like I can at least kill the dragon. Like, it's potential for me as long as I smash the 3 beds. Yeah, absolutely smash it. And obviously, if I only need to kill like 3 sheep / shit, yeah, I think I only need to kill like 3 sheep, you know, to get enough wool, for example, or get like only like a bed or 2 from a village. You know, just something as easy as that. And then I get 7 rods here. Again, sometimes I will just go on 6, but like if the 7th's right there and it takes me an extra 2 seconds, like before I've literally like had it where I've come out of my portal and then I've thrown my first eye to get the first angle, breaks. Thrown my second eye to get the second angle, breaks. Then the thing's a 0 eye. It's just like you can just get that unlucky. But if the 7th rod is there, I think it's worth going for it every time. Like that took me an extra 2 seconds to get the 7th. Like it's worth it if you're then able to finish the run, but it's never worth waiting for another play cycle. You just go, because the play cycle can take an extra like 40 seconds, which is just too long. So right here I'm like, yeah, I'm nowhere. Right here I'm just like, all right, we'll see how close it is, because if it's like, you know, 100 blocks or something, it's not worth doing calculated travel. So I do this, get my angle right here, 1 2 3 4, yes, Mr. Elite. Get my second angle. So the first one was like 42 something, and then so that's like a difference like 1.5-ish, right? 1.6. Yeah, so that's about 750 blocks away. 750 blocks away. You can see it's ocean travel. I should have probably checked afterwards. Like, would it have been worth me just doing ocean travel? I grabbed then 2 hay bales from here. I was like, all right, cool. Break this. Break this. We've got 5 beds now, so I can definitely comfortably kill the dragon. Don't know if you'll see at the end if I 5 bed axe again, like in my PvE, but you know, I fell back to my portal. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna go, because this does look like ocean, but it's like ice caps and stuff, and that's such a hassle to like work through. So go back through this angle. I should have just probably pearled here. I don't know why I did not pearl, actually. I think I was just trying to work it out in my head. I think I paused for a second, doing a little bit of working out. Shh, don't tell anyone. Doesn't matter. It's not like it's a run that's going to get thingied anyway. But you'll see. Look at how low my chords are. Like, this stronghold is barely in the ring. Like, barely. That's why I was really confused. I was like, really? It's this? Like, it's literally scraping the ring. So I go through here, and I'm like, all right, this is pretty shit. It's like 13, not even 30 minutes. Just a little bit less. But and then look, it's right there. It's right there. So, oh yeah, I said 1 or 2 blocks. All right, more like 3 or 4 blocks difference would have been me on it. But yeah, I'm just like, okay, hello, dude. And then the portal roof's right there. So this has just gone from a pretty dog shit run to a whole shit. Like, keeping in mind, obviously, in-game time's a little bit different. Keep in mind, I'm like getting a little nervy now. So as you can see right here, I definitely could have left with 6 rods, like, easily. Do I pause here to check my time? I wanted to see the actual time of me entering the end. I suppose we'll see at the end, like, the difference. So I entered the end at about 13, like 25 or so, whatever that was. Ish, right? I accidentally double pearled there as well. I went to eat and then accidentally still had my pearl out, which is just a new mistake. And I was checking and I forgot I already crafted my beds at the blaze spawner. I was just like getting ready to craft my beds. So yeah, right now, very much like sub 15 pace. Like, the dragon has like a minute to perch, right? Obviously, actually, no. Takes a little bit longer. I should have been running back like further straight away, but I was just like, you know, worried about crafting, making sure I had enough health to actually pearl at the dragon. So I was just like focused on the dragon and focused on eating. I didn't want to miss a perch and miss a sub 15 just because I missed a perch. But this dragon fireballs my dick off. My actual dick off. Oh, I just paused for a second then. Oh wait, so well, oh, it's an 18-second difference. So yeah, I was in the end like just over 13 minutes, which is very much sub 15 pace. Like, Very much so. Like the dragon has like a minute 30 to perch, right? Like, the dragon has about a minute 30 to perch, like to be within the sub 15. Yeah, this is quite unlucky, but again, I can't really complain because of how good my perch was in my PB. Like I've had my good perch, but it's just cool to be on this sub 15 pace. And I was like, I was really sad. I was so excited to like maybe get a second sub 15. I was so excited. I was like, that would actually be the coolest thing ever. If like, you know, I just come out with 2 sub 15s out of nowhere. Waiting for this stupid dragon to perch. More fire, so many fireballs. Waiting for him to perch, and I'm like, yeah, that's perch. Easily. Couldn't see the head spin because of like render distance or whatever. And then it's just the one cycle, but I'll let you guys hear my actual live reaction to this. So enjoy, and enjoy the rest of your day. Wow, that could have been my second sub 15. That if I had an actual decent perch or one like in my PV, that would have been a sub 15. 1537. Yeah, okay. Oh my god, that educated though. I really thought I was nervous and I was like, fucking hell, am I about to get 2 sub 15s within 2 days? But no, 1537. I mean, I won't argue, 1537 is not bad. Better than my old PB. I'm proud of that. If I got a faster perch, I would have been sub 15 too. That calculated travel is fucking boss.